Hello, everyone. Today we have Ummul Zahra with us with her amazing book, Heart's Untold Stories. We will speak with you today about your book and your experience as an author. Would you please like to introduce yourself?
Firstly, hi everyone. I'm Ummul Zahra. Currently, I'm in class 10 from CMS.
All right, great. So, this book that you have written, is this the first book that you've written?
Yeah,
All right. So, did you, before writing this book, did you ever want to become an author?
yeah. But before writing, like when I used to write the poems, I actually wanted to become an author, but that time it wasn't possible unless I came across BriBooks.
Yes. So, this book that you have written, what is it about?
It's firstly, I would just like to say that normally people they endure many things in their heart like sadness and overwhelming situation. There means many overwhelming situations that they are not able to identify or they are not able to come with a solution. So in my book there are actually poems in where first I have mentioned the situations and then a solution, so like people can understand that there are solutions to many problems.
Right, yes, because there are a lot of emotions that we go through. We probably do not identify what exactly those emotions are. And even if we do, it kind of, sometimes becomes difficult for us to find our solutions. It's great that, you have written poems that, people can relate to and, in a way that will kind of ease the pain that they're going through, probably, or any kind of emotion for that matter. So, how did you come up with the idea of writing this book? I mean, what inspired you to write this book?
uh, the actually I was inspired by myself only.
All right.
The poems that I have written in the book, they are my own problems and my own emotions. Especially if you have went through my book, they are mostly sad. Just because whenever I'm sad, that is the moment when I get a lot and a lot of ideas, and then I just jot it down.
This is something, that I mean, I can personally relate to. I even write poems. However, sometimes it's just not related to me in general, also, but I love writing, melancholic poems or something that has a sad ending or something like that. So it's, it kind of, is very, very peaceful. I don't know why
Yeah,
it is. All right.
yeah, it's actually peaceful. Like we are talking to someone that time.
Yes. And, writing it out actually eases out, our mind. It takes the stress away. And it is one great therapeutic way, I think, to, solve all of the things or situations that you're going under. So, did you, read any kind of books or, research before started writing this book? Or did you just, took the idea and started writing it down?
I just took the idea and started writing.
Do you also read
Actually,
some books?
please can you repeat yourself?
Did you read some books?
No, I'm not into reading actually.
All right. So, all of the poems that you've written, and you said that, you always wrote poems even when you were not introduced to the BriBooks platform. So now that you were introduced to this platform, did you kind of, feel the confidence in you that, you can be a writer and something that you are writing can be valuable to other people?
Yeah, actually, when I first wrote my book, I was the one who purchased the first copy. And afterwards, when I told these things to my family and my schoolmates, many of them purchased the book. And the things that I actually heard was that, thank you, Umul, for writing this book. It actually helped us a lot. That whenever they are in whenever they have put themselves in a situation where they can't relate or can't find a solution, they said that my poems actually inspired them.
Yes. So, one step towards doing something amazing can also turn out to be a help to some other people. That is great. If you were just to choose one favorite poem of the book that you in the book that you have written, what one poem will that be, and why,
Battle within.
and why so?
Battle within, because actually that was a case when I was actually depressed for weeks and I wasn't able to write poems or anything. And that's when the moment after like a battle, Because first thing that when the heart and the brain, when they are at war, the person actually suffers a lot. They are not able to process anything.
Right.
And that's why when I actually wrote this poem afterwards, and now when I read that, I say to myself that I was once in a situation that I can't bear, but I actually came out of that. So that means in future, if I come across any other problems or hardships, I can overcome them.
That is, one motivation and inspiration in itself. And, I understand that, writing a book is not just about an amazing story, an amazing plot. It is also about how you articulate yourself, how you present your thoughts to the world, and also how you market it, you reach out to people. So as a published author, you yourself should understand all of those things. So if there was just one advice that you could share with your fellow authors or the budding authors who want to write a book, what advice would that be?
The advice that I would like to share means the most important part of writing a book is like that whenever you're writing a book, you should like feel the atmosphere. You should just put yourself in that place. And this is a thing that my many fellow mates, or like the ones who asked me how you wrote the book, it means how can I write, they laugh.
All right. So, one should actually be in the position and in the mindset to write that book and just not write it for the sake of it, which is, which is a great advice. And if there's, anything else that you probably, some challenges that you might have faced when you started writing the book and you might have overcome when you were done writing it. So, how did you overcome all of those challenges if you faced any?
The challenge I actually faced was when I started actually writing the book, I wanted it in a form of a ballad,
Right.
like sharing my poems in a form of a story.
Right.
Firstly, it was actually a bit challenging for me, but after when I completed the book, I read it. So it came out as I wanted.
And did you take, feedback from anybody from school, either, your teachers or parents or anybody?
Yeah, I did get, and everybody said that it was an amazing work.
That's great, and do you plan on to write other books?
Yeah, but not right now as I'll be having my boards, but next year I'll surely just publish as many books as I can.
And if, you were to define or decide one genre that you would be interested to write in, what genre would you write?
But mystery, I guess, because that's a thing that I do in my poems.
All right, yes. And, if you were to live in, one of your poems, if you were a character in one of your poems, what poem would that be?
The poem Serenity, Serenity Through Surrender.
All right, and why so?
Because actually that's a poem that I wrote when I was just feeling a connection between me and God a lot. And that's a moment that I want to live again.
That's
Means every day, each and every second.
yes. All right, so there are a lot of emotions in the book that you've written, a lot of different, solutions to all of the problems that we go through every day. We can relate to all of those. And hopefully, I believe and I hope that, your book reaches to the people who actually need it and who would love to, get solutions to it, who will relate to it. And I will definitely go and read it. Thank you for connecting with us. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.